Greetings. I want to talk about a certain trend I've seen in the manosphere community. That trend being guys who are proponents of men's rights but are not actually MRAs. Now, this list includes the likes of Goodfella, Amazing Atheist, and Davis Arini, just to name a few. Now, let's talk about the objections to calling yourself an MRA, because there are a few out there. And I have to admit, I have contemplated whether to call myself an MRA or not. The first problem is the name itself. One of the problems with feminism is the name itself, fem. The name itself is exclusionary. So it seems like repeating a mistake, although I don't think it's a problem like feminism because the MRA movement has such, dare I say, diversity with the likes of girl rights what. The second problem is that by calling yourself an MRA, you have to bear and share the banner of those idiots in your group. The third problem is that, like feminism, it has the potential of overstaying its welcome. Some may prefer to refer to themselves as MGTOW, which is a non-ideological group with no manifesto, although maybe with no marriage. Now, MGTOW is certainly a huge part of the MRA. In fact, it is probably more important than the MRA itself because it is an action. Men going their own way. Also, because MGTOW is non-ideological with no leaders, that means there is highly unlikely chance of segregation and fracturing within the group. It is therefore no wonder MGTOW is far more popular than, say, A Voice for Men. Now, with that being said, I want to use an analogy. This analogy is of a boat on the sea. The sea represents society. It moves on its own and it is uncontrollable. You cannot steer it. The boat represents MGTOW. Society may get more and more harsher, thus pushing MGTOW further and further. However, without sails, in this case an analogy for the MRA, it is directionless. MGTOW, the boat, is indispensable compared to the sails. The sails are just a tool to get to our location and can be replaced or adjusted in any fashion. However, it is still an important part. I don't know if Paul Elam is our saviour. I think I said in one of my videos that I thought Paul Elam was a bully, and that is probably true. He's a bit tactless at times. I don't know if A Voice for Men is going to steer us in a better place, but we must remember that they can be replaced. We can sail course somewhere else, so to speak. As much as MGTOW is important, it must be emphasized that there must be a direction. Going your own way is great, but what about our sons and our sons' sons? It's good there is a distinction between MGTOW and MRA, even hostility. However, there has to be more to our existence than bitching about women and bitching about how the government is corrupt, even if it is just for sanity's sake. As for potential problems, yes, there will be idiots who make us embarrassed to call ourselves an MRA. However, we also benefit from a centralizing group like bonding of calling yourself an MRA. Calling yourself a man who happens to advocate for men's rights may dissolve you of embarrassment and confrontation. However, it doesn't do anything. Let's say you're a politician and you're wondering why there are so many men going MGTOW. Who does this politician go to? You see, politicians kind of live in a bubble. They need someone or a group to say, hey idiot, this, and this is what's wrong with our laws, so do something about it. The MRA may potentially serve this function.